Is the EU really united over Brexit? I'm asked that all the time in the UK. And to be honest, it's taken me by surprise as well, and I've been watching the EU for more than 20 years. The thing is, even though it's called the European Union, EU member countries put on a great show of disunity when it comes to the most fundamental issues like migration, the Eurozone, the rule of law. So why not over Brexit? Well, number one,
Money.
Money?
It depends on money.
EU countries clubbed together to lean on the UK to pay its dues. Otherwise, they'd have had to dig deep into their own pockets to fill that UK-sized black hole in the EU budget. 2. All EU countries are focused on getting that Brexit deal done this autumn, but too many cooks spoil the broth and all that with 27 member states. So they've all chosen one man to act on all their behalves in EU negotiations, Michel Barnier, the EU's chief Brexit negotiator. But despite all this EU unity, Theresa May has tried really hard to woo European countries individually. She zoomed all over Europe during the Brexit negotiations, hoping that interested parties like German car manufacturers, for example, will lean on politicians to give the UK a good Brexit deal. But actually, all that she's got is irritation from the EU, who don't like her attempt, as they see it, to divide and rule in Europe. UK government ministers publicly branding the EU as
The enemy.
or comparing the EU to the punitive, restrictive
Soviet Union.
hasn't exactly helped make European friends during these negotiations either. But that is not the end of the story. When we talk about a Brexit deal this autumn, we mean Britain's exit deal from the EU. The real nitty-gritty, detailed negotiations come after Brexit. That's when the EU and the UK cement their future relationship, and that is when EU unity could well splinter. Just to give you a tiny little taster, the Danes want fishing rights in UK waters. Luxembourg wants flexible relations in financial services with the UK. France says absolutely no. The Poles and the Czechs want their workers to have access to the UK labour market. 27 different EU countries, 27 different negotiating priorities. So when it comes to this, you give me a bit of this and I'll give you a bit of that, horse trading negotiations with the UK, will EU sparks fly? Or will they manage, as they have up to now, to keep their Brexit differences behind closed Brussels doors? Watch this space.